Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to help you decide which engineering career path is right for you. I have been asked this question a lot of times, so today I'm going to answer it. I'm going to help you decide by mentioning the responsibilities and the requirements that an engineer must have for each career path. And after choosing the career path, I'm going to also upload another video, probably my next video, with the steps that you need to follow in order to find your first engineering job. So, without further ado, let's start. The first career path is Frontend Engineering. I am a bit biased with that because I am a front-end engineer, but yeah, let's start with that. The front-end engineer is responsible for building the web application, the website that we all see on the web. Our job is to make sure that the website is responsive. The layout that we see must be usable in all screen sizes, desktop, mobile, iPad, everything. We want to make sure that it's accessible because there are many users with accessibility with some disabilities. So we want to make sure that everybody can use the website. We also want to make the website performant. There are some, they're called core web vitals. We want to make sure that the scores are high with the initial load of the website. The website must not move a lot when loading. There are lots of metrics that the engineers use to determine if a website is performant or not. And we take the designs that the product designers create and we make it interactive. We make it pleasant for the users to use. And we get the data from the backend engineers, which I will explain the role in a bit. And we display the data to the users. The requirements that a front-end engineer must have to find a job is HTML, which is the skeleton of the website, CSS, which makes the skeleton beautiful, and JavaScript, which makes the skeleton interactive. So these are the three must-haves. These are the foundation of front-end engineering. And after that, the engineer must learn a framework or a library. These are React, Angular, Vue, Svelte, Astro, Solid. There are a lot. You should just learn one, not everything. After that, you should learn GitHub, which is a version control system, the Git, which helps you share your code with your colleagues. So it's a must-have to find a job. And after that, you should learn RESTful APIs, it is a way that you communicate with the backend. There are some verbs: get, post, put, patch. You should learn get, post, and put. There are a lot, but you should learn the first three that I mentioned. The get is when you get an information from a database. The post is when you add some information. You send it to the server and then it gets stored in the database. For example, a post request is when you create a user. A new user is added to the database. And a put is when you change something. For example, I want to change the age of a user from 18 to 22. So that's a change. It's a put request. These are the main things that you should know as a front-end engineer to find a job. Now let's go to backend engineering. A backend engineer is responsible for creating the server-side logic of a website. They make sure that a website actually works, because on the front-end layer, it is interactive and you're doing stuff and you're seeing some data come back, but that data, in order to come back, there is a backend engineer involved in that. They make sure that they get something from the front end, an action, for example, a post request that a new user wants to be added to the database, they get that. They do the sanitation, the validation, they check that the user actually has added the correct information, a valid email, a valid username, a valid phone number, and they store that to the database. They make all the processing and then they store something to the database, or they extract something from the database and send it to the frontend, the GET request I mentioned before. This is the main responsibility that the backend engineer has, and the key requirements are a programming language, for example, Python, Golang, Scala, Rust, a framework which is Ruby on Rails, Node.js, Django, all that, and they must know a bit of SQL, MySQL. They must know how to communicate with the database, to write the queries, to extract the data, to submit new data, and all that. Now, if we combine the front engineers and the back engineers, we get the full stack engineers. They are responsible for building a feature end to end, from the front end to the back end. Now I'm mainly explaining their key responsibilities and key requirements that they must have. They are doing a lot, front engineers, back engineers. I am just mentioning the tip of the iceberg, so do not be in the comments like, oh, you forgot that. You can, of course, add your input and expand on something that I said, but I'm not saying that this is what the engineers only do. They're doing a lot. Now let's go to the mobile engineers. There are two types of mobile engineers, the native and the hybrid. The native is when you write some code for one of the two platforms, iOS or Android. The iOS is Swift or Objective-C, the programming languages. Android is Kotlin or Java. They are responsible for only one platform. If you are a hybrid engineer with one code base, you can target both platforms. For example, I am also doing freelancing and I'm writing React Native to build mobile applications. And with one code base, I target both platforms. The mobile engineers are responsible for building a mobile application and deploying that to the specific store, App Store or Play Store. There are many guidelines that you must follow. There are many processes that need to be followed to the point in order to not get declined from uploading your app to the specific store. Now let's go to the machine learning engineers. They are responsible for the creation of machine learning algorithms, data pre-processing, and fine-tuning the algorithm models. For example, I will mention a very abstract example just to help you understand a bit. In Netflix, when you are watching a movie and you like the movie, you also get a recommendation for another movie. This is because you are automatically placed in a group with other people that watch Netflix, and based on what you like and what you dislike, you are specifically placed in a specific group. Let's call it Group A. If another person from Group A watches another movie and likes that movie, it is very likely that you will be recommended to watch that movie. So this is a machine learning model that it's getting trained again and again, and it learns from feedback and it enhances the experience you get from Netflix. The requirements are a strong background in mathematics and statistics, and of course Python in order for you to be able to write the algorithms. And there are some libraries, pandas, matplotlib, that you should know. You can write them down and go check them out. Next up, we have game developers. It is a bit abstract and broad, so I will mention the most common that are under the game development umbrella. So we have the level design. Level design is when the environment artists create an environment and they say that the map is going to look like this, and they get that input and they make it actually playable. They add the blocks in the specific areas that should prevent users from getting inside. For example, when you have a table, you do not want the player to go inside the table, so you add the block there and then you add the table. These are like virtual blocks. They create the map of where should you go, where you cannot go. They want to make it like enjoyable to play. This is the level design. They create the level, the map. After that, you have the graphic engineers. They create the graphic engine and they want to make it optimized. They want to achieve realistic results. And for you to become a graphics engineer, you should know C++. You should know the graphic APIs like DirectX, I believe it's called. And you should have strong background in mathematics as well. They're not that similar to machine learning. You should know linear algebra instead of statistics, and you should have a strong focus on linear algebra, not only that. Now let's finish with cybersecurity engineers. They are responsible for protecting the computer systems and networks and ensuring that there are no data breaches happening. They want to educate the colleagues about potential social engineering that might happen. Social engineering is a form of exploiting users, sending them a phishing email, opening that link and being exposed to malware, for example. And they are monitoring the systems, they are doing incident response. There are a lot of stuff that they are doing, and there are many career paths in that specific area, and there are many hats, as they call them. For example, the blue hat is the defense, the red hat is the offense, which is penetration testing and all that. And also there is the white hat and black hat. The white hat is the ethical one and the black hat is the unethical one, the ones that you see in the movies. And there are a lot of stuff that you should know, network protocols. There are many certifications available. It depends on the specific niche that you choose. You should know a bit of scripting. There are a lot, so it depends on the role and the size of the company, but it's a bit of everything. So this was the video. I believe I covered the majority of the specific roles that I mentioned. There are a lot that I didn't cover, for example, data analyst, DevOps engineers, and you should search the list and pick. It depends on your personality, and the salaries for now, they are great for every type of career path, so do not worry about that. You just want to be passionate about that, and I will upload a new video, my next one, which is how you're going to take that career path and find actually a job. I believe I helped, and if I missed anything in the career path, let me know in the comments. I want feedback to improve, and I want to help you as much as I can. This was the video. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.